What's up guys, today is day 177 on our journey to 2000, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff. One of them is Aim Chess, which is a website that basically gives you a report based off your chess.com games and tells you what you need to work on, what you're good at, blah blah blah. I have a free report, access to the free report, which you can access through chess.com. I'll show you guys that. I'll show you guys the differences between a year ago and now for my play. And then I'll show you guys some stuff I've been looking at on Chessable with the Pirc defense, and then we'll play a 15-minute rapid game. A lot to go over today. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, if you hover over this icon on chess.com, this like learning one, you could click on Aim Chess Training, and it'll open up a place where you could get your report. And if you sign up with your email, you can kind of see more information. So I did this 11 months ago, almost a year ago, which is kind of crazy. And according to what they told me from a year ago of my rapid play on chess.com, my opening was pretty good. I have an 80% opening, and which is 10% better, opening knowledge, 10% better than my peers, people my rating. With tactics, I was about 10% better than my peers as well. With endgames, I was also about 20% better, which is pretty awesome. And with time management, I sucked. So obviously 11 months ago, I probably should have played more 15-minute games. That's what I would take from that. With resourcefulness, I was about 10% better. I was better with everything except time, it seems like. And time and advantage capitalization, I was slightly better. Now, what do all these things mean? We'll get into it. But let's first see what this says. Most likely you are a bit underrated now. My win rate over the last 40 games a year ago was 65%. And with white and black, I was playing well. With white, I had a 75% win rate, which is awesome. Now, when they were looking at other stuff in terms of opening and all these things, I was fine. But, you know, with the Scotch, I was pretty good. Maybe I should have kept playing with the Scotch, according to this. And in the Italian game, I sucked, which I knew about already. If we look at advantage capitalization, what this means is that when you have advantages early in the game, you could convert them. You could keep the advantage and win the game. And I was better than most of my peers, apparently, or many of my peers at this in my rating range. Resourcefulness means your ability to win or draw games in situations where you find yourself at a disadvantage, not giving up, basically. Right? I was able to do that well. I was able to do most things well, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I just did this 2 minutes ago for my last 40 rapid games. And I don't know if it takes unrated games too, because I have unrated games with my students. So if it does, this might not be too accurate. But this says my opening knowledge is pretty good. 80%, the same as my peers. So at this level, I know I probably need to study openings a bit more. Tactics, I'm slightly better than people my rating. Time management, I'm slightly worse. But I've caught up in time management. I've gotten better at managing my time in chess. I'm a little worse in endgames, probably because of my time management. And resourcefulness, it's pretty much the same. Advantage capitalization, I'm not that good at. So my ability to capitalize on winning positions is bad. And I think this might kind of coexist with confidence levels. So if you're not that confident, then even in a winning position, you might not play aggressive moves that keep the winning position. So I think this could kind of make sense because I did lose 200 ELO that I never recovered from, which was on April 23rd or 22nd. Like since then, I just haven't recovered. So that would make sense. It says with the white pieces, I'm pretty good. With the black, I need to work on my openings. It says Pirc specifically by move 15, I'm get poor positions. So this makes sense. It says the Scotch might need some work, but I don't go into the Scotch anymore. And in the modern defense, I play well. So the modern and the Pirc are slightly different, so it's kind of interesting. Resourcefulness, this kind of goes over everything else. You blunder less often than most players in your rating range. You're crushing it. So tactics I've apparently always been pretty good at, probably because I've done a lot of puzzles. So that's actually very interesting to see. Like for me, and for you guys, you could kind of gain some lessons from this type of analysis. One of the lessons I gained is the Pirc I have to study more, which I have been doing. It's a very complicated opening. Another thing is I have to be more confident when I'm in a winning position. You know, just improve on all the other stuff. But it's cool to see that my tactics is slightly better than most people this rate, or the average person this rating. So So that's that. Now in Chessable, I was looking at the Pirc, but I'm not as comfortable as I can be with it. Meaning that if you looked at yesterday's video, we went through 20 variations and it's confusing. But I started getting better at that, and I'll show you guys that. But I kind of wanted to see the next variation of the Vienna on Chessable. Again, this is a free website, free courses. Most of the stuff I do is free except having a Chess Premium account. So we're just going to go through the new variation I learned because I just want to show you guys. So all three of these variations so far do have the move bishop c5 as the response to the Vienna. And here, the guys here kind of suggest this f4 move. Now, if they don't take it, it becomes this King's Gambit Vienna. King's Gambit, you gambit the pawn here on the king's side. And it's a King's Gambit Vienna because the Vienna just means the knight goes to c3 in the beginning, basically, after e4. So here they say to go knight f3, which is a move that makes sense. I love this opening because a lot of the moves make sense. It kind of opens up the position. It's positions I really like to play. Pirc is really cool, but it's very complicated because not all the moves are very straightforward. Anyway, after the knight comes out, it's targeting this, but that doesn't matter. We just develop a bishop. Again, a move that makes sense, right? Because we want to, after pushing this pawn up to develop this bishop, we don't want our bishop to be stuck here. So that's the idea. We just push this up to develop this. And here, there's some threats here, seemingly, but they're like, no, there are no threats. That's what they basically tell us. And we kind of create a very similar threat to them. Now here, I wonder what would happen if they came in with this check. Or you know, this fork rather. Maybe I could just take, and I'm actually going to review that because I didn't think about that before. But the idea here is actually to move the pawn to f5, which is kind of crazy. You give up the knight to take his knight. And then you kind of allow this fork to happen, which is kind of funny. What you do is you push this pawn. If he takes, probably just takes with the rook, takes, and his king looks kind of fragile. So here we come here, and now we go to rook h3. So this pawn protects the rook, the queen protects the rook. After this fork, we just move aside. He takes our rook. We give it up to take. After takes, we take. Here he moved the king aside because this just looks very terrible. But we come here attacking g7. He kind of runs away so he doesn't get checked, and this is the only escape square, really. So we take, and then we take. And basically the threats here are promoting, obviously. And I think the people who made this course say, you know, all his pieces are kind of stuck. I don't think this is so simple still, but that's kind of the ideas there. Now, if we just play this out for a second, see what I mean? Like, this is easier to like recall all the moves. It just the moves make more sense. If we play this out, I looked at if the bishop comes out here. Okay, obviously not now because you just take it. But I've looked at some of these lines here. And the bishop coming here doesn't matter. We just go f3 and the game continues. Actually, no, you see I messed this up. Yeah, I messed it up. The knight first gets developed. And then if the bishop comes here, I was looking at stuff like this. Because I was thinking, you know, a lot of people probably want to pin here. Maybe some of the variations look at this. But this is kind of what I was curious about. Okay. Well, apparently you could just keep it, and I think later on just push h3 and take. Or, you know, threaten to take, and take back with your queen if he takes. Okay. So, what happens if he plays like this, 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 this. And in my head, bishop g4 makes sense here. Apparently targeting the bishop here is the idea. And then you can just castle. And the game continues. But if the opponent goes instead of with the bishop, if he goes with the knight to g4, which is what we were looking at, we're looking at knight g5. Now, to me, this looks crazy because I see a check. Right? What do you do after this? Well, I guess the idea is this is hanging because we could kick the knight out, possibly. right? It just looks so scary. Like here, like what if you come here? All right, it just looks scary. Like it looks like so much stuff is going on. But apparently this is just completely fine. There's queen h5 and you're putting a lot of pressure here, I guess, is the idea. This doesn't work because that's just mate. Okay. So what if they take with the knight, or they come in with the knight, forking? This actually looks kind of annoying. Well, now we could actually let them fork because it's the same idea, right? This checkmate threat. And if they try to do something like this, we have actually a lot of moves. We could go h6. We could actually take here, give the check, I think, because this comes in with a check. If they go to the side here, then we can check again because of the knight. And we have this, which is a very common kind of idea when you have knight on c3 in these types of similar positions. I think it's common to bring it to d5. And we see in the copycat variation of the Vienna, this is a popular kind of move. Okay. So, okay, now that I questioned it and kind of see the ideas, it makes sense to me. So, very interesting. Anyway, let's play a game, see if we could get any of these ideas working. Okay. So we might have a chance to go into the Vienna. We're versing a 1593 rated player. And they play the Pirc. They play the Pirc, which is funny. Because we should know how to counter some stuff. Probably going into the Austrian attack is the best idea here. Right? Because we know that it's the most annoying. Like, from what I studied in the course, I'm probably most comfortable for countering the Austrian attack. But, well, let's see what happens. Okay, so he's going for this, the Pirc main line. A couple of moves that can be annoying. Let's go for f4, the Austrian attack. And we could always flip the board to see how black should kind of respond. So here you could still castle, and it's okay. From my understanding. But after this move, I'm going to have to think a little bit. Okay, so he goes for this idea. We could go for knight f3, but then castling makes sense for him. We can go for something like bishop e3 to try to trade this off in the future. So from the course that I was learning, bishop e3 can be met with castles and then going like b6 and fianchettoing this bishop. We'll see what our opponent does. I feel like he studies this opening because he's thinking, he's probably like aware of this idea. If he's thinking so long on whether to castle or not. Let's see this guy's rating. Peak rating 1849. Jesus. Maybe he just switched to the Pirc recently. Lost a couple of games in a row. Yeah. So knight d7 is not a move we looked at. Is it? Knight d7 to go knight b6 might be the idea here. But as a response to the Austrian, I don't think it is. So let me think about why I don't think it is. So this move doesn't work because of takes here, and now the bishop is blocked, I think. Can I go queen d2? Knight f3? Kind of easier moves for white in this opening, right? I always have to be aware of this check, but not right now. Let's just go queen d2. We're going to make our ideas kind of known. And now I'm expecting knight b6. Now if he goes knight b6, we might go a4. Just a common idea to stop like the c6, c5 pushes, and or not like b5 or whatever. Is c6 a threat? What if we push forward? Okay, so he does go for e5 pretty early. I think this just blunders a pawn. He obviously opens up his bishop and stuff, but, you know, I think we're fine. So, let's see. If we take, and he takes, I'm stupid. It doesn't blunder the pawn because the knight comes here. So that maybe that's the whole idea, and I'm just stupid. So, but it's good. I need practice with this opening because I don't know, and against it and with it. And anyway, if we take here, he takes. I think we could bring our knight. Because if he takes, we take. And our knight stops any annoying checks. Another idea is just to let him take, which could be okay. Except for the fact that we get attacked pretty easily here. Another idea is going d5. That way if he takes, we can take. We do kind of give an outpost for his knight, which I don't like. Knight here, pawn takes, bishop takes. Knight here, pawn takes. Knight takes. If pawn attacks, knight goes back. I don't know. What if we push here? Takes, takes, push, back. Takes, takes. It's just so chaotic. It's so chaotic. And he always has this knight g4 type move. Let's do it. If he comes here, we'll just develop our knight to prevent any attacks here. He can take, we'll take back. He could take. We take with check, which I don't think he'll let us do. He'll probably castle or something. But this is definitely not main theory. Unless it is, and it's just a line I don't know, which is definitely possible. But this already looks super weird. And now that I think of it, maybe I would like if he takes here. I don't think this check is scary. Because our knight is covering. And the other reason is we could get out of the knight attack. I think knight g4 makes sense here. Then we'll just... Oh. That just looks insane to me, but I guess you could do that. I mean, we have this coming, no? Wow, pawn movements, man. Pawn moves are so complicated. So if we take this, it's going to hang later. But at least our pawn, it's just a, we're just going to take. We're going to be down a pawn, but putting a lot of pressure, I feel. If we take here, he takes back probably. We could castle. I actually don't mind that. That looks pretty good. If we take and he takes, we take, so that doesn't make sense. If we take and he brings the knight here, we could just develop our knight. He can take, we can take, he can take, we can castle. So honestly, I think we're in a better position, and I think taking might be best. So let's do that. He takes with the pawn, we just castle. And this just has to be good, right? We're putting so much predator? What? Putting so much pressure. We have the battery here. We have knight f3. Of course, actually, I'm stupid. I think this actually was good for him. Because then takes, check, and he wins the knight, maybe? I don't know. I didn't think about this smartly. But now I might castle. There's also bishop g5. Bishop f4. I guess he's trying to go for c4. But that doesn't make sense. Yeah, bishop f5 just looks good. Now he could come here. We could castle. Now what if we castle and he goes bishop fg4. Bishop here attacking the queen. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's castle. Being down a pawn or two should be fine. We're just opening up so much stuff. Of course, this is an annoying pawn to be down because we don't have knight f3, but... Okay, so he stops bishop g5, which makes sense. And we do have bishop d4. Takes, takes, takes. Looks pretty sexy. Other idea, if the knight moves out of the way. Take, he could just take back. So maybe we go h3, stopping this knight from doing stuff. If he pushes, we just attack. Let's do it. Now maybe he goes c5, but that lets our knight to get in, and maybe our bishop to check or something. So the funny thing is, okay, so he takes there, which makes sense. Do I want to go bishop d4? Kind of do, but I don't want to trade off this bishop. I want to have the bishop pair. I'm down 2 points of material, but I think I'm like totally okay, which is kind of funny. Knight e2, knight f4. To come here, trade knights. Bishop f4. Castle. Takes. I'm winning. Bishop f4. Knight goes back, attacking the bishop. And what is this bishop doing here? Yeah, so maybe knight here, but then this allows his knight to finally come in because the bishop is stuck. Once this bishop moves out, maybe we have some fork ideas in the future. I'm not sure. Maybe check, going to a4 and rerouting here might be an idea. If this, let's see what happens. This looks like a bad move. I want to reroute it to b3. Oh yeah, he could just do that. I'm dumb. But then we do have the fork here. Oh, no we don't. We don't. Yeah, we messed this game up. I messed this game up. There's this. Putting pressure here. I don't want to trade stuff. Let's try that. Now he could go knight g6. Then we have knight e2. And then rook hf1. So we would have, I'm saying this. Where do I want my pieces? I want the rook here. Now, he could queenside castle, and then it's a little annoying, but maybe g4 was a good move at some point. Yeah, like I got him. I think bishop b5 was a mistake. Like if we look at the engine, it's gonna say it was a mistake. Maybe giving up 2 pawns were blunders, but this I think was a mistake because we gave him space to queenside castle. Okay, so he does the move I hoped he would, so we're gonna go here. Now queen e7 looks correct. I just realized he does have this potential to skewer us, so something to be careful about. Of course he could castle, but I think that's just terrible. Wait, no, he can't castle. He would lose the knight. Yeah, queen e7 looks like the obvious move. If he does something like h5, I have to do king b1 probably. Is he looking to sack here? This doesn't work. Maybe here and then sack or something? I'm not sure. Okay, so he does do this. We're gonna go here. Very simple move. This check doesn't work. This check doesn't work, so. Now he could come here. But we just take. So that doesn't make sense. He also blocked the other way for his knight. So he did a 1-move threat that doesn't work. And now this is hanging. I don't know why he doesn't just play queen e7. Maybe he thinks it's an ugly looking move. Maybe I'm missing something and I could still do something, I'm not sure. But maybe he's scared of knight d5. Let's calculate. If he comes here and we come here, he could take. We could take. He could take and we're losing. So, doesn't make sense. We also have knight b5. Threatening the fork. Oh, he really doesn't want to move his pieces. Okay. Okay, so now we might have some discovered attack. We can take this pawn. I don't think this knight can do anything. Yeah, this knight can't really do anything. If he takes, we take with check. Also, this is hanging. Oh, this just looks like the perfect move. So I'm just going to play it. Our rook is doing God's work protecting this bishop. I guess he could come here. Check. Takes, 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 and we lose. Unless check, takes, 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 and we lose. Yeah. Because if he takes with the bishop, we take the rook. I think knight d5 makes sense for him. And then we have to be careful. Maybe something like knight g3. Of course, the only problem with knight g3 is rook g6. And it gets tricky. Yeah. So maybe knight f3 for some discovered attack on this knight. I'm happy I got rid of this annoying pawn, though. Our knight could finally come in normally. Oh, he has this attack. Aha! Ooh, I figured it out. Knight f3 takes, check, takes, check, knight blocks. Never mind. Here, can the knights do anything here? Not really. Bishop takes, rook takes, and we have this sexy fork, forcing him to lose his rook. So I think that makes sense. Ooh, we have to be really careful from this fork. Very cool position, though. Now, if he castles, we take the bishop, so that doesn't make sense. Takes, takes here. Could be annoying. But again, it doesn't work. Like, yeah, he could check eventually, but... Wait, no, he can't. Our rook would be protecting. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think this rook h6 was a bad move by my opponent. Okay. So here we take... Maybe I'm missing something too, which is totally possible. The check doesn't work. Yeah, let's just take. He also has rook f6. No, he doesn't. Okay, interesting. Threatening mate. And protecting the knight. I actually didn't think this works, and it might be because it doesn't. Okay, so right away my mind goes to this. Now, of course, you can just take. So that doesn't make sense. Another idea is just kick the knight away. Okay. Another idea was take, fork, the discovered attack on the queen, which would work if there was no mate threat. So I think I'm just forced to go b3. Of course, I could go queen b3, but... if I come here, the knight checks. Is this the idea? King forward. He's gonna go for some sort of mate. But what else do I have? I don't want to go queen b3. I feel like I'm the one with the advantage here, so... Maybe I could welcome this. My king gets off the back row. Because right now the queen is the only thing that protects this. Crazy, crazy stuff. And again, he doesn't have knight d2 because the rook covers and the knight covers. Now, if he castles at some point here, that might be very annoying. But right now we're threatening rook takes c4 if he castles. So I don't think that makes sense. Also, knight c3 doesn't make sense because our queen is watching that check. Knights are so goddamn tricky. I just thought if we went queen a5 to try to checkmate, this doesn't work because I have rook d1 where the queen protects it. So this could be something to look for. Very tricky though. Very tricky. I would probably take like that if he did that. Okay, that looks wrong because I could just take. Oh my god, am I winning? Wait. Takes? Does he have any checks? If he takes, we have this trick. He takes and we take, and we win the game. So let's look for other tricks he could do. If he checks, we just take. Yeah, let's take. Actually, it would be pretty even. I'm kind of analyzing this. This check is fine. Okay. Here to threaten the rook. Yes. Complicated. Rook comes back. Ugh, maybe I should have thought that through more. Here to threaten the rook again. Rook comes back. Okay, or it just goes right there. But now I have this fork, right? I don't know if that was good. This knight is stuck. Can't go here. Can't go here. He can go here. Then we come here attacking. Possibly trade. And we have our rook open. Whew. Okay. Oh, what am I saying? I'm up a piece. I don't even realize how smart I am. Oh, I'm up a piece here. I just have this knight. Because this equals this and this equals this. Or I'm up a rook, actually. I'm up a rook and down a pawn. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Takes with ideas of checking, taking this. So this looks good. Now if I come here and he comes here, and I come here and he tries to get some discovered attack, discover check, it doesn't work because the queen watches everything. So we're just going to go here. Nothing to overthink in this position. Okay. This was a very clever move. Another idea is the rook comes here. Oh, it's getting a little tricky. If takes, we just take. If he moves his other rook, we can take. He has no discovered checks. Let's go here. So I'm expecting rook e8 to try to do some trick, but it doesn't work. Actually, this is really good for us. If he stays anywhere here, we just kick it off. We take, trying to trade everything here. And it's just a queen against a rook. Or something like that. Yeah, so this is what we were talking about. Neither of these knight moves work. We can push this pawn. This is what I was thinking. Basically try to trade everything off. Maybe it's better to just take, come here. Maybe it's simpler. But I'm seeing this. He can't stay on this line because he's getting attacked. So he has basically two options. He can come back, which puts us in a very nice position. He could come here. Basically the same thing. Well, actually, maybe worse. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Ah, now he has a knight check. What am I saying? I saw it right after I made the move. So check, king here. But then everything is hanging, right? He brings the he brings the rook back, and then it becomes a little complicated. I did not play this well. Maybe then we have knight d4 attacking his rook. Okay, I mean it's not terrible. And then the rook maybe comes to b6. I don't know. I mean, I could even trade the queen off. Wait, what? That makes no sense. That would put me in a losing game. Yeah, this doesn't matter. Ooh, in between move. Rook comes here, then I take and he loses. Nope. Yeah, I think he just lost. What do you do after this move? Here, and I take your knight. He might resign after this. Ooh, but I gotta be careful of this rook opening up, actually. I didn't see that. So something like this, push, back, this type of fork. Yeah, a knight can get out of the way somewhere. You know, takes with check. Here, pushes with check. Here. It could get a little scary, but... Oh no, here I think I could just take, but... Yeah, it could be a little scary. I think it's still winning, though. Huh. King a4? Taking looks most obvious. Wait, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. That doesn't make sense. He might resign now. No resigning, really? A minute and a half left. I have an interesting move. Break open this area. I feel like that's a good move. If he takes, we take with check. And, oh yeah. Oh my god, that's a beautiful move. He can't come here. Oh, that's such a nice move. If he pushes this, we have queen f3, threatening probably some annoying stuff. If he takes, which is better for us, we check. And then if he comes here, we have this fork. But obviously he would go towards the center. And I don't know, it just looks good. Yeah, my guy has a minute left. I think we're fine. Yeah, let's check. Okay. And we're gonna check. This check is fine. This is just completely losing. Here we're... Oh my god. Yeah, there's so many things we could do here. If he comes... Yeah, if he does that... Actually, that's probably the best move. We have this. This. I don't know. There's something here. He's fighting, though. I'll give him that. Oh, what am I saying? I forgot this is 15 minutes with 10 seconds added every move, so... It's not necessarily true that he lost. Okay, this just wins me the rook. But do we have anything else here? Check. Here. No, let's just go for the rook. Simplify the game. Okay. Alright, let's go over this game. I thought it was really interesting, and it shows how annoying... He wants to play again. Shows how annoying the Pirc can be. Apparently I did make a blunder. Okay, so this was the Austrian. This bishop move, apparently not a book move. Knight f3 makes sense. But I didn't want to play it. I don't know why. Okay, so it looks like he blundered something here. Was I able to push here and I'm just stupid? Did I even mention this during the recording and I'm just stupid? I feel like I did. So you can see how like bad this opening is. And then I just kind of ruin it. I give up pawns. I still thought it was okay to give up pawns, which is the funniest thing. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a mistake. This was the move I liked the least. It's funny, they show this as a blunder because I'm blundering the pawn. I thought I was okay just opening up the position. And I was wrong to not like this move. Queen d4, I think I thought about. I just didn't know what to do. Okay, this would have been just take, possibly. This. Because if takes, we have this. Oh my god, what a beautiful set of moves. Yeah, Pirc is so hard to play. So hard to play. Okay, and queen e2 was better. Interesting. Wait. I'm such an idiot. I was worried about this. I could have just taken. Because I have this. Wow, I'm actually stupid. Okay. See, I didn't even see that. I was just worried and I moved my king. No wonder the accuracy was so low in this game. Aha. What is this? The point of this? Threatening the knight? Oh, get my rook into the game. It says takes, 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 back, here. Wow, look at that. Oh my god, that looks so scary for black. Yeah, I knew ruining his pawn structure would put me in a nice position. Yeah, this was my only move. And then this was a brilliant move. Oh my god. Let's go! Brilliant! And that's why it's brilliant. And here, I think I played this. Oh my god, I played the I played the best moves in the position. I'm a freaking genius. Look at this. I mean, I guess they were easy to play, but still. Yeah, the king going back makes more sense, but... Oh my god, a6 was the best. I just completely... You see, I had the advantage, and I actually played it well, but the middle game was pretty bad. Yeah, and then this was the best move. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you watched this far... I forgot to say it yesterday, but I had it in the text. If you watched this far, you're a real one. These videos lately have been long because I'm playing 15-minute games. And I'm going over stuff at the beginning. But I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you watched this far, say Pirc, P-I-R-C, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You need the 3 exclamation points or you're done. That means you didn't watch this far. Appreciate you, especially you who watched here, unless you just skip to the end. And have a great one. Bye-bye.